Hello guys, hello ladies, welcome to the Vintage Sanctuary. I have been collecting baseball cards now for just about 5 years, and so what the heck am I doing? What is my plan? Do I have a plan? Where am I going? Well, I think I've honed in on some players, on some sets. Could this be subject to change, big or small changes? Sure, absolutely. But you know what? I feel like it's pretty solid. So I think that, for the most part, there are not going to be any major adjustments, but I guess we'll find out. Could be famous last words on my part. Without further ado, let me turn this camera around and give you an overview. All right. So we're going alphabetical order here by last name, and we will start with Hank Aaron. Now this card I have not shown before on my channel, the 62 Topps Hank Aaron, and I just love this card. And this particular copy, to me, it's in a 4, is just that perfect balance between price and nice. So you can see a little corner wear, you can see a little edge chipping, you can see that the centering, I think, is really nice for this issue, but certainly not perfect. And so to me, this is exactly what I was looking for. A new listing, seller wanted 150, I offered 130, and he thought about it until the next day, maybe waiting to see if he would get better offers, or she, and took my offer. So yeah, to me, this is just the perfect balance of nice versus price. By the way, I've really wanted this card for a long time. I got one at the 2022 National, but it was way off center, and so much so that it was bugging me. So at some point I sold that. I finally got one back. Slowly but surely, I am working on Hank Aaron. I want to get his complete Topps run, and of course maybe some other cards as well, but his complete Topps base run. And speaking of his complete Topps base run, along the way I've been trying to get some of the key cards, which has absolutely slowed down my my progress in terms of number of cards. But I figure if I can get these key cards, then when I retire in a few years, if I'm spending less on vintage baseball cards, I'll still be able to finish that Hank Aaron Topps run. This card I am so stoked to have. This is just really, really nice. I would like to complete his Bowman run as well, which of course is only one card, the 55 Bowman. So I guess you could say that I've sacrificed a quantity in order to have this card in my collection. But my thinking is that slowly but surely, even if it's one every few months or whatever, I can add the less expensive Hank Aaron cards. But by getting this key, I don't have too many Hank Aarons, but by getting this key, I'm set up to eventually have his Topps run. So super stoked about that. Why have I chosen these particular players? Well, to me, they were all just epic players for, different reasons. I mean, Hank Aaron needs no explanation. And then Yogi Berra, another player that I collect. I think, his personality, he's the ring king, cultural icon, known for his Yogiisms. This is his, of course, 49 Bowman in an exceptional vintage greatness for the first color Yogi Berra card, and here's the back. I do not have his 48 Bowman rookie, but I would like to pick that up at some point, and I ultimately see myself having his Yogi's complete Bowman run, as well as his complete Topps base run. So Yogi Berra, again, Aaron, and then Berra going in alphabetical order. So I'm showing you a couple examples of each of the players that I collect. In a Vintage Greatness 3, the 50 Bowman, I tell you what, I don't know how long it's been. I'd have to look at my records, but when this one popped up maybe a couple years ago, I couldn't hit buy it now fast enough. I just think this is just a stunning, stunning copy. The registration, the centering, everything about it. And here is the back. And then I've made pretty good progress on Berra. I mean, I've got a ways to go, but I've actually got quite a bit of progress on Berra, so that's kind of nice. And then we move in alphabetical order to Barry Bonds. So with Bonds, I'm looking to get at least one card from each of his playing years, and I want to have a refractor from each of the years where he has a refractor. And I have almost completed those goals. In fact, I do have the complete Barry Bonds Tiffany card, so that's pretty cool. And this, of course, is his 86 Tiffany rookie in a never more minty 8. And I tell you what, I don't think this card has ever been more minty. It's probably never been less minty either. It's probably just the way it was minted, if you will. But yeah, I don't see how this could be any more minty. Looks perfect to me, so super stoked to have that. And then this I got at the 2024 National, I believe. I saw it. I was out of money, but I made it happen. Went into a little deficit spending to myself in a minty fresh 9. To me, this set is like the 52 top set, but of the 90s, the beginning of shiny. Only around 241 of each. What a stunning set. So I will, over time, go through the players individually, like separate videos. But now I'm just showing you, of course, a couple of each. And after Bonds, we move on to Doby, Larry Doby, integrated the American League. And a lot of people don't know, he was the first black professional basketball player in the ABL, American Basketball League, I think it was, which is a precursor to the NBA. So that's pretty cool. To me, this guy's underrated for, his historical significance and an amazing player. And here's his 52 tops. Registration's tough on these. This one's really, really nice. Just spot on as far as the registration for this card. And here we have the back. And I was so stoked to get this. I tell you what, another one where I couldn't hit by it now fast enough. And this was, of course, in the potato chips, but you would never know it. I mean, this is so nice, so incredibly nice. I tell you what, I really, really wanted this card, and so I almost, bought one that had some issues that kind of bugged me a little bit because I can be pretty picky. I will confess. And that would have been fine. Those would have been fine copies, I'm sure. But I'm really stoked with this one. To me, this is just extremely nice for the card. By the way, I have this tendency to, do this with the cards, which I guess if it's shiny, that kind of makes sense. But, I'm trying to not spaz out here, trying to train myself to do better. All right, so there's Doby. And now, DiMaggio. This is my only playing days DiMaggio, but oh, what a card from the 2023 National as well. 38 Gaudy with cartoons in a pristine one. I really wanted the copy with cartoons. Again, it's got lots of issues, which you'd expect for a 1, but what it has that I really like is just a really nice looking Joe there with great registration, which is not always the case. I've seen these in, pretty high grades with registration that's off. And, in many respects, I think I'd rather have a low grade with nice registration. But super stoked to have this. So will I try to get all of the playing days DiMaggio cards? Heck yeah. No, I know that's not going to happen. He's got some super spendy cards. But you know what? He's still a player that I want to collect. Even if I only end up with, 1, 2, 3, 4 of his playing day cards. We'll see where it lands. Some of them could be within reach at some point, but super stoked to have this one right now. Yeah, wow. This dude, I tell you what, he just did not strike out. I think this guy's underrated. All right, where do we go from there? Well, we're going alphabetical order, so we're moving on to Rickey Henderson. The Man of Steel. It looks like he's ready to steal a base right there. I have his complete Topps Tiffany run. Beyond that, I don't have much, but I tell you what, starting with his complete base Tiffany run, I think that's pretty cool. I love these Tiffany's. I think this card is just gorgeous. And I picked this up. It just, this was, again, I'd have to look at my records, but maybe a couple years ago. Wow, look at that. Even through the sleeve here, look at that shine. This one I should move around a little bit. Oh, man. I got a good buy on this and was just, a lot of times, occasionally, if you're patient, something will come up at a good buy, and I was so stoked to grab this. Now, it's not like I'm going to have every single Henderson refractor. I mean, I would love to have his 93 finest refractor, but for Henderson, what's my goal? Well, I completed his base Topps Tiffany run. I think that's really cool. Get at least one card I really like, one from each of his playing years for Rickey there. Yeah. And then continuing next, we go from H to J, which is Jackson. I have his complete Tiffany run, although I think it runs out before before the Topps Tiffany's run out because of his retirement. But anyway, here's his 84. This is a card I think I spent 20 or less bucks on. What a sweet card. I don't have very many Reggie Jackson cards at all, and just the Tiffany's, I think. But man, he's got some beautiful looking cards, and this is one of them. There's the back. They honored him with number 100. Yeah, since I only have Tiffany's, I'll show another Tiffany, but oh, what a Tiffany. Look at that with the huge block red angels on the black. Wow. Wow. Another minty fresh 9. What a card. These are kind of tough, too. Honored him with number 700. All right, so now we're moving on to Mays, Willie Mays. And here's the partner with the card I showed at first, the Hank Aaron. This one I've had for a while, I think a few months or so. I want to say it was 120 or 125, somewhere in there, about the price of the Hank Aaron. Another exceptional vintage greatness for, and again, to me, just that perfect balance of nice versus price, Centering is really nice, I think, for this issue, but not perfect. There's a little bit of wear, but nothing jumps out, just enough to enhance the vintage appeal. So to me, a lot of times this 4 grade, a nice looking, carefully selected 4 that's somebody does not overpay for, to me is kind of that, for me anyway, kind of that perfect definition of nice versus price. So what's the deal with Willie? I want to get all of his tops, his complete tops run, and then the Bowman, I'm not sure, because that 51 Bowman is it's up there. But at least his complete tops run, I think that'll be so cool. And I believe I'll make it because I've got his 2 key tops cards. I've got his 53 tops, high-numbered beauty. What a card. What a card. So I'm so blessed, so stoked to have this one. Look how nice that is. That is just such a beautiful card. Oh, man. I mean, as I hold this card, I can't believe I have it, actually. And, we'll take a look at the back. The back is really, really nice as well. And then from the 2022 National. Now, I've only told this story, 100 times, but what the heck, I'll tell it again. I had some bucks from selling coins. A lot of these bigger cards you see was me converting coins I had collected over the years, and some of those had, increased in value, and selling those to get vintage baseball cards. And I got this card at the 2022 National. I really wanted a 52 Topps Willie Mays, and the ones were pretty beat up and pretty expensive, but there was a PSA Authentic. It did not say Authentic Altered, it just said Authentic. And it was cheaper than just about every single one and looked so much nicer. It's this card right here. And after I had it for several months, I was like, I wonder why. It seemed to measure right. Like why didn't it get a numerical grade. So I sent it in the PSA holder to SGC, and I was super stoked that actually there was nothing wrong with it. Just maybe somebody sent it to PSA just for authentication. Maybe because it's off center, they thought it wasn't going to grade high, so they just sent it in to get the authentic. Okie dokie. But I tell you what, this is my forever 52 Topps Willie Mays. I mean, for one thing, because, they're pretty darn spendy, but for another thing, what a beauty. The color, the sharpness. So super, super stoked. And of course, this is going to enable me, having this and the 53 go a long way toward being able to finish the Willie Mays top run. And we're just going to, continue on, have not paused yet. Although I think I'll move some of these cards down. Down here, there we go, to make some room. From Mays, we move on to Mize. Another player I collect that I think is underrated, the Big Cat, just known for his gracefulness, even though he was a big guy and one heck of a slugger. He didn't strike out a lot either. Pretty amazing. Bat connoisseur. Look at this, from the 23 National. I think this was $70 in this Gem Mint 3. Is that insane or what? And this is really nice registration for this card. This card is just so nice. I guess it shows what so many others have said. There are nice cards in lower grades for sure. I mean, hey, I haven't checked recently, but I bet if I check to see what copies of this card are on eBay, I bet you eye appeal wise, this card would hold its own against any copy online right now in any grade. Wow. Okay, so Johnny Mize, and then how about his 49 Leaf? I just love these. Super stoked to have this. It was a gift from my wife, either for Christmas or my birthday a few years back. They're pretty close together for me, but absolutely, wow, the blue, the yellow, the red. This card just pops. Nice dark ink. Beautiful, beautiful card. All right, where do we go after Mize? Well, we go Musial. Now, I got a little bit carried away with Musial. I'm going to show you a few cards here. In a pristine one, his 49 Bowman, Stan Musial. Look at that. Does that look like a 1? To me, it looks more like, a 3, maybe a 4 on a good day, depending what makes this a 1. Back looks great. This is for you, Mookie. Look at this. With a fountain pen, his 1950 batting average, home runs, and RBIs. I don't know if it was a kid or not, but somebody decided to update Musial's stats. And so, to me, I kind of like that on there, actually. Well, I do. I mean, what if I could have this very same card without that now? I don't know. I'm really liking it. I actually think I would just say no. I like it with this. But I tell you what, I love the price I paid too. I think it was around $250. The price was low. It was an auction precisely because it's got the marks that made it a 1. And without those marks, I would say it's a 3 or 3.5 all day long, or maybe even a 4. Beautiful, beautiful card. But wait, this card, oh man, I can't believe I have this card about ready to pinch myself. I've had it for I don't know how long, but, less than a year. There's his official rookie, the 48 Bowman, at least mainstream rookie, I guess. I guess he's got, like a Propagantis Montiel, Los Reyes del Deportes, some, rare cards that are earlier, but wow. Should take this sleeve off, but I'll leave it on and just kind of move it, angle it to get rid of the glare. Look at that. This is one epic Stan Musial card. So I think with him, I can see me getting all of his Topps and Bowman cards. Of course, he didn't get Topps cards until 1958, the All-Star. I have that card. I don't have it out to show today, though. We're going to do some bonus Stan Also for you, Mookie, and for everybody else, in a pristine one, the pristine 149 Leaf Stan Musial. What type of a one is this? Wonderful. That's what it is. A wonderful one. I tell you what, these 49 Leaf, man, I just love them. Just a little pinhole up there, centered in the top margin. You can see, I'll take that all day long. This was not a comma card. That's not on the card, I don't think. But even if it is, it doesn't. No, it's not. But if it was, it wouldn't matter. This is a card that I'm thinking would be a 4, 5, maybe even, if it weren't for that pinhole. And, if I could only keep one of my Stan Musials, it would be tough. It would be so tough. But it'd probably be this one, the Red Heart. So I brought out the heavy guns. These are probably half my Stan Musial cards right here. But wow, wow, wow. Oh, this card. Wow. This is one of those cards where it felt like I overspent at the time, but I actually think, long term I underspent just because of the incredible eye appeal. Wow. We could just stare at that. I could put that up for an hour and probably lots of people would view. All right, I do collect some gilded. Well, of players I collect, people like Hank Aaron, players like Hank Aaron and Willie Mays. I will collect like their Topps gilded mini diamonds. However, I got my first non-mini diamond Topps gilded card, and here it is. 2022 Topps gilded Stan Musial. This is the Ray Wave out of 25. And I tell you what, when I had not seen a Ray Wave in person, but oh man, I am in love. And look at that with the red. This card is so sweet. Now, does this mean I'm going to try to get all the Ray Waves as well? No. But I'll get what I can. I might pick, hey, it depends if something comes along that's advantageous. I really wanted a Musial gilded because I did not have one. And with these, I've kind of been waiting to get graded ones. They don't necessarily have to be 10s. 10s or 9s. I started out with the 10s, so I guess I've sort of, for whatever snobby reason, kind of wanted to stay with the 10s. But, 9s, heck, even 8s could be fine. But I wanted them graded, and the Stan was not coming along graded. And so finally, this bad boy came along, and the seller and I, boom, 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 we had an offer. And then I should have realized it, but the seller was actually Double D, Dylan, Double D Vintage Baseball Cards. A good friend of mine, and I know he believes that, and I believe it too. So absolutely a good friend of mine. So how cool was that? So he was like, hey, what do you say we cancel this? We canceled our eBay transaction. He gave me a discount. So thoughtful. And I think Dylan has this card as well in his Double D graded slab one he bought raw. So good for him. Probably did better selling a 10 and getting a raw one that's probably just as nice. For less money, he can slab it up himself. So that's really cool. There it is, 12 of 25. So my first gilded Stan Musial, and I tell you what, this card is insane. Wow, wow, wow. All right, and so let's give Dylan a little love. He sent me this sticker. Woohoo! I think I had one or two of these, but hey, you can never have too many of these. And he also sent me this. So kind, so thoughtful. He sent me this gift. Josh Gibson, who's, getting some love of late, or some more love, which is pretty cool because he never had the opportunity to play in Major League Baseball. But how cool would it have been to watch him and Babe Ruth go at it? Wow. Anyway, look at this. Yellow, 1 per pack, hanger only, and I'm sure there's a lot of cards in the set, so, you're not going to see this on every street corner by any means, but beautiful, beautiful, and so thoughtful. Thank you so much, Dylan. All right, after Musial, where do we go? Well, now we're going to R. We're going to Ryan, Nolan Ryan. I've got his complete Tiffany run, which is pretty sweet. Tiffany base cards. This is one of my favorites. I love 91 Topps. Kind of a tough card, too. Number 1. Oh, yeah. And one more, Nolan Ryan. I've got his Tiffany run, and that's about it. But I do have this from the 2023 National as well. 69 Topps Nolan Ryan in an exceptionally near minty plus. Look at that. That is a super sweet card. His first solo card and the Miracle Mets. I love the color on the back too. So yeah, I would love to get his rookie. I would like to get a complete Topps run for Nolan Ryan base cards, and I think that is doable, even though I don't have his rookie yet. Okay, after R, where do we go? We go to S, Schmidt. So I'm also collecting Mike Schmidt. I have his complete Tiffany run, and then I have a few other cards of his as well. So I want to get his, Topps base run, but once we get to the Tiffany years, what I will generally do is use the Tiffany rather than the non-Tiffany version. But wow. Oh man. These cards just blow me away with that black and the big block red letters. Wow. And there's the back. Honored with number 200. And in a Gem Mint 6, here it comes. Look at this. Look at this. I tell you what. This could say 6.57, 7.58, 8.59, 9.5, or 10, 10.5, 11. You get the idea. And I'd be like, yeah, sure. I mean, look, it couldn't be any nicer. I mean, well-centered, stunning in every way. Now, here's the thing. You can see just a tiny little chipping, but yeah, who cares? Oh, this is just a beautiful, stunning. I love this card. Absolutely love it. Even though it's multiplayer, absolutely love it. All right, so where do we go from here? Those are the players that I collect. I do some modern Judge collecting, but I'm going to hold off on that for just a minute. Oh, wait. Sorry, we're not done. That took us to S. Now we're moving on to W, which is Ted Williams. All right, Ted Williams. Let's show some mini diamonds. This is his 2022. Wow. What an amazing blend of the modern with the vintage. This is his 2022 Topps Gilded Mini Diamonds in a Gem Mint 10. What a card. So we got that one. And then, how about a Gemmy 2023 Mini Diamonds? These are all out of 50, the Mini Diamonds. And how about a Gemmy 2024? Out of 50 as well. So what a trio. What a trio. All right, now we're going to go. These are not all of my Ted Williams cards, but these are some of the big ones for me. 41 double play with Hall of Famer Joe Cronin. What a incredibly nice 4. Really just like, how much more do you get by getting a higher grade? Not much more, because this one, that back is beautiful. This really is nice, nicely centered, nice image quality, just so nice. And he has 2 cards. The horizontal cards were portrait cards, so I've completed the 2 Ted Williams from 41 double play in a Too Good to Be 2. Whoo! Man, from 1941 as well, of course, since the set was from then, his epic year. Look at that face of a young and determined Ted Williams. Or maybe he's just trying to keep the sun out of his eyes. Or maybe he's like, what the hell are you taking my picture for? Anyway, whatever it is, what a sweet, sweet card. A little paper loss, which, nobody cares. All right, and then where do we go from there? Maybe somebody cares, but I don't care about that. The 41 play ball. Centered by a higher power. Wow. Vintage beauty. I don't think that's on the card. But I'm not going to take all these plastics off because you know how it goes. I'm kind of slow, so it'd take me all day. Yeah, what a beauty. What a beauty. Love getting these nice. All right, I'm taking this plastic off. Just to show, yeah, that's not on the card. There we go. There we go. Couple of pinches here, but you know what? Hey, I'm just pinching myself that I have this card. I mean, those pinches make this a 2 instead of, I don't know, 4? 4.5 with that centering. So, yeah, heck yeah. Love it. Absolutely love it. I'm going to go ahead and, thanks for bearing with me here, get this back in the plastic. We're going without a pause here, but I just took a little drink of water. Continuing on with Ted, if I could only keep one Ted Williams card, I'm pretty sure it'd be this one, although I love the others as well. Oh no, not something else in the plastic. Well, maybe I will be taking the plastic off. There we go. There we go. No, we don't want anything between us and our Teds here. Oh man. Yeah, this is a card, well, so many of these cards I just really, really, really wanted. So stoked to have this card. All right, those are the players. I think that might have been 13 players if I counted right, other than Aaron Judge, but we'll get to him in just a minute. But those are the vintagey players. And now I also collect Yankee contributors. I'll usually try to get, one of their cards, or depending on the player, maybe more than one. Most notably, those Yankees that really contributed in the 1936 through 1939 dynasty, or the 1949 through 1953 dynasty. Well, I don't want this video to get, crazy long, so I'm just going to show a few from that 49 to 53 dynasty. The big three pitchers, now I know there was also Whitey Ford, but, he was more prominent later, more so than in 49 to 53, although he certainly contributed there some too, for sure. He's a big guy, a big contributor. But the big three from 49 to 53, Eddie Lopat's rookie card. Man, is that nice or what? 11 of my hobby friends bought this for me. 11 or 12. I think it was 11 because I think I was the 12th friend in that text group. And so thoughtful of them to do that. Absolutely stunning. Eddie Lopat rookie card. And then sometime later, maybe a couple of years later, I don't know. This came up for auction. Another 4. And I just got it for a great price. I usually try to avoid duplicates, but I couldn't resist, so I'm hanging on to this one as well. This one, of course, I'm never going to get rid of because it's a gift. And so, I keep my gifts, of course. I don't sell or trade those. And this one I'm going to keep as well. Both stunning copies. Now, notice this one's better centered. I really like that. But this one, I think, is also super nice. Really nice. And also a gift, which is extra special. So I love both of these. Backs are both really nice as well. So a couple of low pats just kind of representing Yankee contributors. And then we've got Vic Raschi. This is his rookie card in a Vintage Greatness 3. Look at that color. Wow. Oh, this is stunning. I did not pay much for this. But hey, maybe a lot of people just don't bid irrationally. Oh, that's so bad. So bad. The Vic Raschi rookie and the Chief, also known as Super Chief. Just a couple cards of each here, just to whet your appetite. And look at this. Wow. 1950 Bowman. Oh man. I don't know. I just love this card. There's just something about it. It's the subtle beauty. That's another one centered by higher power. And one more Super Chief. I wanted this card for a long time now. I actually had a ungraded copy given to me in my gift collection, given to me by Scott Reindeer Studios. Super stoked about that. And that just made me want a graded copy as well. So I finally struck when it was time and, got this, I think, for a nice price. But I wanted a really nice copy. 53 Bowman color. I mean, this card has it all. The facade, just the 50-year World Series patch, just, him getting ready to just go into intimidation mode. Maybe he's just about there. Wow. Yeah, amazing. What a card. And I just wanted to point out before we move on to Aaron Judge, we'll wrap it up with Judge here in just a minute, but I wanted to point out how do I categorize these multiplayer cards? Oh, man. I love this card. This is a card I wanted for a long time too, but eventually got around to, getting a copy that I just really love in an exceptionally minty 6. For me, personally, I actually categorize this as part of my Willie Mays collection and part of my Stan Musial collection. I think that's what I love about multiplayer cards, is to me this does double duty, and I literally kind of count it as 2 cards. It's a Willie Mays and it's a Stan Musial. And wow, this card is so sweet. Yeah, I still think these multiplayer cards are, undervalued, but I don't know. I haven't checked value for a while, so maybe they're not. Who knows? But yeah, there you have it. All right, where do we go from here? Well, let's talk about Aaron Judge. So I am collecting 62, at least 62. I'm happy to get more parallels of the 2022 Topps Aaron Judge base card. I guess you could say I'm collecting the 2022 Topps Aaron Judge base card, which I have, plus 61 parallels to make 62 total. I thought I was at 62. I pulled them all out to make a video. Here's the gold refractor. This is one of the ones that, is highly desirable. The gold refractor, blah, out of 50 in a Nevermore. Oh, this is a 9. I was going to show the 8 first. I spoiled the surprise. Here's the 8. Nevermore Minty 8. Yeah, I waited a long time till I found one of these and, possibly overpaid, but I don't think so now. So I got this 8, was super stoked to get it. Anyway, the other day, just a few days ago, I pulled out all my Judge parallels and I double counted. I only had 61. I thought I had 62. I'm like, I'm going to hold off. Now, I've got number 62. It's going to be mailed to me tomorrow from eBay. Or from an eBay seller. 36 of 50 here. So hopefully by, within another week or so, I'll be making the Epic Judge video. This is the same card. Now, when I have the same card, which I usually don't have duplicates, but I picked up this 9 too. I couldn't resist. And I didn't pay that much more for the 9. Somewhat more, but not that much more. But, when I get duplicates, I don't count. This just counts as one parallel. Both of these together just count as one parallel because, they're not different. They're obviously the same card. Whoa! 2 gold refractor Topps Chrome Aaron Judge cards from his epic 62 home run year. So when I make that video, this is number 36. It looks like a 50, and this is number 43. When I make that video, you could watch it because, you're stoked to see all the Judge parallels, 62 to honor his 62 home runs, natural single-season home run king, woohoo! Or you could watch it just because you're appalled that there are that many parallels and more. All right, so coming maybe in a week or so, the 62 in a video, and I'll try to find a way to make that not super long. Oh, the reason that I thought that I had 62, I think I was counting this one. I couldn't resist picking this up at one point, the gold refractor Allen and Ginter, but I realized, I knew this, but yeah, it's not a parallel. It doesn't have this image. So yeah, it's a wonderful Judge card from 2022, but it's not one of the parallels, and there it is out of 50. So that's why I thought I had 62, but did not. All right, we're so close to wrapping up. What else am I collecting? I just stuck with baseball. I do some basketball as well. I am collecting Aaron Judge Independence Day base cards out of 76. Now, I don't intend to necessarily get them all, but I'll get as many as I can. And I just got a new one I'll show you in a minute. This one I've shown before, but right now I'm up to 5. I'll probably show all these off in a video pretty soon. This is the 2024, and I tell you what, I wonder if they listened to collectors who said your Independence Day parallels need to be a little more Independence Day-y. They need to have a little more red, white, and blue. Boy, they knocked this one out of the park, didn't they? Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, so that would be your Topps base parallel, but the Independence Day. And there it is, 1876. The centennial, 100 years after 1776. I just thought of that. Oh, yeah, this one's worth extra. So there you have it. Well, I got a new one in the mail just like maybe a couple days ago. It came up raw. I tell you what, I've been waiting because I'm just looking for the base. And, they pretty much never come up. One came up, $150. I snapped this bad boy up. I didn't stop to ask, is it too expensive? Is it too cheap? Is it about right? I'm like, I need it. I want it. I got to have it. Here it is, the 2019, pretty nice shape too, 2019 Independence Day parallel of the base card for Aaron Judge. Wow, they did it up right this year, didn't they? Nice card too. I think it might grade a 9. But, I'll probably just leave it in here because I like it this way. I think it looks nice in this one touch. I like graded cards, but, put a card in the one touch like this, and that works for me too. Oh, man, that is so beautiful. There's the back, and there's the 44. 44 out of 76. Isn't that a sweet card? Isn't that a beautiful card? Oh, guess what? We're not done. We haven't went through the sets yet. So here we go. What about sets that I'm collecting now? Some of the cards that you've seen, of course, they could work as part of my player run, but they could work as like a Hall of Famer run for a set. So what about the 38 Gowdy Heads Up? There's 24 cards with cartoons, 24 without. I would like all 24 with cartoons. Hall of Famer or not, I want them all like Double D Vintage Baseball cards. Here's the Fox. So Foxy Double X, I've only got 3. You saw the DiMaggio. Here's the Fox. And here's the, from the 2024 National. Man, this card is insane. The Bob Feller rookie card. So 3 down, 21 to go. But I tell you what, this is probably the big 3. Although that darn Hank Greenberg. They're not cheap. I was kind of hoping to get the Greenberg next, and then everybody else is, somewhat easier, I would hope, and somewhat less expensive for sure. But, oh man, don't let that diamond cut fool you. For a 38 Gowdy with cartoons, this is one exceptional card in every conceivable way. Okay, so that's one set. Whoops, sorry, bounced the camera. 38 Gowdy with cartoons. I've got 3, 21 to go. I want all of them with cartoons, all 24, Hall of Famer or not. What about 52 Topps? Well, I'm not going to try to get all the Hall of Famers, but I'll get a partial set of Hall of Famers. The ones that I can afford over time. I have not added a 52 Topps for a while. I love adding them. I just love this set. Here's the Feller. What a sweet 3. So sweet. So yeah, obviously the mantle is unlikely. Heck, even if I had the money, I don't know that I'd want to spend that much money anyway on the hobby or on the 52 Topps Mickey mantle. But I'm happy to have a partial set of Hall of Famers. Plus, I have some Yankee contributors. So that's my plan with 52 Topps, partial set of Hall of Famers and some Yankees that I like, that I think contributed significantly. People like Hank Aaron and Allie Reynolds and so forth. And here's the Warren Spahn. That is just, wow. Isn't that fresh and clean? I tell you what, if you can't afford the Jackie Robinson with the red background, here's a nice 52 Topps with the red background of an amazing player. Amazing. All right. What about 53 Topps? 53 Topps, I plan to get the entire Hall of Fame run. Now, I've got a long way to go, but I've got the Maze that I showed earlier, and here's the mantle. In the fabulous Relic 1.5. Now, do I plan on getting, is Mantle a player that I collect? No, he's just too expensive, but I don't necessarily want to pay the mantle tax, but I do like having at least a few mantles in my collection. And so having this 53 Topps Mickey Mantle, what a sweet card. Look at that Gem Mint 10 red rectangle down there. Wow. Having this card goes a long way toward my 53 Topps Hall of Fame run, together with some Yankee contributors. Got a long way to go, but this is a huge, this and the Maze, are the stoppers, I think. And then, of course, Jackie Robinson, I think, and Satchel Paige. I don't have those cards in 53 Topps. That would be next. 54 Topps, also looking to do a complete Hall of Fame run. And, of course, there's no mantle in this set, but there is a Maze. I've got the Maze. I'm not showing it in this video, but here's the Duke. Ho-ho! Beautiful, beautiful card. 54 Topps might be my favorite vintage set, factoring in the front and the back, my favorite vintage Topps set. Oh, man, I love it. Love it, love it. So, yeah, having the Hank Aaron, of course, that Hank Aaron does double duty. It's his rookie card for my Hank Aaron run, but it's also the key to the 54 Topps Hall of Fame and Yankee contributor run. Got a long way to go, but, I'll keep plugging away slowly but surely. 56 Topps. Now I'm skipping 55. Who knows what the future will hold, but at least for now, the only 55 Topps card I have is Eddie Lopat. That's it. But for now, the only 55 Topps cards I'm going to get are players that I'm collecting, like Willie Mays and Hank Aaron and so forth. I will eventually get their 55 Topps cards, but I'm not collecting 55 Topps for all the Hall of Famers, but 56 Topps I plan to. Jackie Robinson is not a player that I'm collecting, although I would like to have, some of his cards in my collection. So when I eventually get around to it with my 53 Topps Hall of Fame run, I'll get a Jackie, and with 54 Topps Hall of Fame run, I'll get a Jackie, and this is my only Jackie, 56 Topps. In a Gem Mint 4, such a sweet card. And I plan to get them all with whitebacks because I love the whitebacks. Some of them are much scarcer in whiteback, some are much scarcer in grayback, but my plan is to get every one of my 56 Topps Hall of Famers with the whiteback, whether the whiteback is more scarce or more common. So this card is insanely nice. So 56 Topps Hall of Famers and Yankee contributors that I want in whitebacks. I mean, I may not try to get every Yankee contributor, but for each of the sets I'm collecting Hall of Famers of, but certainly all the Hall of Famers. All right, now we're getting ready to wrap it up. The red hearts with a red background. I am looking to collect all 13. I'm at 10. I've got 3 to go. I picked up an 11th, but it had issues, and so, back to the drawing board, but I'll get there. Only 3 to go. Getting all 13 of the red hearts with a red background. Hall of Famer or not. Al Rosen, amazing player, not a Hall of Famer, but here you have his red heart card. To me, these cards are so stunning. And of course, the Stan the Man, that's doing double duty, part of my Stan the Man player run, as well as the key to the red hearts with a red background. So here's the Rosen. And I just wanted to show you a few examples. Here's the Richie Ashburn in a Gem Mint 4. Oh, wow. Wow. That card is so nice. And finally, I kind of like it. I had a 5 that was kind of beat up for a 5, and so I upgraded to this 4. Look at that. Gem Mint 4, Ralph Kiner, Red Heart. What a sweet card. All right. Well, let me turn this camera around. All right, everybody. Wow, if you made it this far, I am so honored and humbled. There you have it, an overview, not the basketball, but an overview. Obviously, I did not show all my cards, but representatives of each player or set that I'm collecting, together with my judge plan. Feel free to judge me. Thank you for sharing in my joy. I hope you had a wonderful and peaceful time in the Vintage Sanctuary. Take care, my friends.